All right, let's try this one, number 4. So again, they want us to do synthetic division. So now they've written this fraction out. I'm going to write it like this. It's x to the 4th, get rid of this here, minus 3x to the 3rd, minus 47x, minus 13, all over x minus 5. Okay, so you can use synthetic division. They're saying they want us to use it. You can use it when the denominator is x plus or minus a number, which it is. So we don't have to do long division. We don't have to do long division, thankfully. We can just do this quicker synthetic division as long as the denominator is x plus or minus a number, which it is. So how do we do it? Well, come on down here. And ourselves a big bar thing. And then we say, okay, we start with this number here. Too big of a pin size. There we go. Take this right here. It's going to be plus 5. Remember, it's always opposite. So it's the opposite of what's next to x. So they put a minus 5. I'm going to put a plus 5. And then here you take the coefficients. 1, -3. And notice the next one is missing 0. Would it help if I wrote it in up here for you? You don't have to, but maybe since I'm teaching it, it would make it more clear for you. They're missing the x squared term. So we've got to fill in plus 0x squared. I'll go back to the other, minus 47x, minus 13. Do you see that? The x squared term is missing. So if one of them is missing, you have to fill it in with a 0. Minus 47 and minus 13. There we go. That last one, or that middle one, was missing, right? They just had x to the 4th, x to the 3rd. They skipped x squared, went down to regular x, and then the plain number. They were missing the x squared term. So if something's missing, you can't just skip it. You have to fill it in as a 0 when you do your your synthetic division. All right, here we go. Bring this guy down. Remember the drill here now. We're going to multiply and write it right there. Plus 5. And then we add them up. What do you get? 5 minus 3, 2, plus 2. And then we multiply. 5 times 2 is plus 10. Add them up. 10. Multiply. 5 times 10 is plus 50. Add them up. What's that, 3? Yeah. And then 5 times 3, multiply again. 5 times 3 is 15. Add them up. 15 plus negative 13 is plus 2. That's the remainder. Get a little squiggly over here. That's the remainder. The last number is the remainder. Oh, a lot of people, some people, because they want to just remember that last number's remainder, they'll put like a bar right here sometimes. Oops, that a little cleaner. I'll put a bar right there. Ooh, what's going on there? Oh, I see. I'm touching the screen. It's a little sensitive. It's very sensitive. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so they'll put a bar right there. It's not required. might help you remember the last spot is separate, different, remainder. So then what's our answer to this problem? So our answer, or quotient is what I should say, our quotient. Remember what you do? You take the original power, which was x to the fourth, and you lower it by 1. This is x to the third, right? You lower the powers by 1. And so this will be x to the third, x squared. Wait, what am I doing? Already got x to the third, x squared, regular x. So it'll be 1x to the third plus 2x squared plus 10x plus 3. There's the quotient. And the remainder, is 2. So there it is. There is synthetic long division. One more time. You're allowed to do synthetic long division, and you can skip regular long division as long as the denominator is just x plus or minus a number. So what do? You take that number and you put the opposite of it. So minus 5 becomes plus 5 on the outside of the big L bar. And then you write down the coefficients, the numbers in front of your terms. And if any terms are missing, it's got to be a 0. So we had x to the fourth, x to the third, and then we skipped x squared, went down to regular x and plain numbers. So that x squared is missing is a 0. So we write down all the coefficients. Anybody missing is a 0. You can put a bar over the last spot if you want to help you remember. It's separate. It's the remainder. It's not part of the quotient answer. It's the remainder. Write down the coefficients. Bring down the first one. Number out here multiplies that, and you write it right there. Then you add them up. Get a 2. Multiply. Write it right there. 10. Add them up. Multiply. Put it right there. 50. Add them up. 3. Multiply. Write it right there. 15. Add them up. 2. So there we go. That 2 is the remainder. And then the answers we got here, the 1, the 2, the 10, the 3, 1, 2, 10, and 3. Those are the coefficients of our answer. And you have to start, you lower the powers by 1. Why? Because you're dividing by x to the first power. So that's going to lower all the powers by 1. So if we started off with x to the fourth, the first one will be x to the third, and it'll go on down from there. So there's our answer, remainder 2.